Hey guys, this is Jared with Razel's Revenge Gaming coming at you with another weekly rundown for the news in the video game industry. Um, it's been a pretty, I guess, lackluster week with everything that's going on. There's not a whole bunch of things actually going on to cover, so it's been a little thin, but I did scour some message boards and other things and found some stuff to report on that hopefully the mainstream guys haven't actually bombarded you with and made you hate yourself with reading the same damn article over and over again. But anyways, I digress. I'd like to go ahead and say that as always, you know, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, all that good stuff. Anything you guys can do to help bring any kind of awareness to my brand or to RRG in general would be fucking phenomenal. It's everyone's all locked up and quarantining and all that good stuff, but it's still pretty hard to gain any kind of traction. Oddly enough, since everyone's like I said, locked in and you have nothing else better to do. But anywho, um, pressing on, we'll get to the news right now, and the first little bit should probably be more in like the rumors section that I do after the news, but it comes from a pretty reliable source, so it kind of might be news, but we'll find out tomorrow. But the gaming revolutions seems to have found out that the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, like the original Modern Warfare 2, like the launch kit thing I had back there for back in the day, the remastered campaign is supposed to release tomorrow, which is March 30th. Um, it might end up being DLC for this current iteration of Modern Warfare, or it could just be standalone. Don't really know. Like I said, it probably should have been in the rumors section, but the Gaming Revolution seems to be able to get some pretty reliable sources. So I decided to put that in the news section just because it's happening tomorrow, supposedly. But we'll find out if it makes an ass out of me. So if it does, sorry. If not, then hey, at least you know. Mount&Blade 2, the release date got pushed up to tomorrow, which would be March 30th, Monday. Um, so that's pretty cool if you've been waiting, forever and a day for another Mount&Blade. Um, the cool thing though is during its first week of release, it's 10% off. And if you happen to own any other Mount&Blade titles, depending on which digital store you use, you could get an additional 10% off. So for a grand total of 20% off the price. So that's actually pretty cool. I guess you'll be able to find out how much you actually qualify for tomorrow when it launches. Hopefully for that 20%. Fucking allergies. Anywho, moving on. A blow to Silent Hill fans, unfortunately. It seems that Konami North America has shot down all the rumors about every Silent Hill thing we've been hearing, except for the movie. That third movie is still in production, so, that's still going on. But as far as the games and the remake and all that, not so much. They just said it was not true, but that they're not closing the doors completely on the franchise yet. So there's still hope, but there's always been hope, and every time that anything has ever kind of come about, it's just been flushed down the toilet. So, it might just be one of those games where it's going to be like a Half-Life scenario where it's like a fucking unicorn, if it happens, it's like, holy shit. But, anyways, the talks that the rumors were formed on were all done with Konami Japan. I guess it's SIE Japan Studios and Kojima Productions themselves. So like Konami North America wasn't involved in any of the talks, but I mean you would think that they might communicate, but you never know. So as for now, the rumors about the Silent Hill stuff has been axed, not true until further notice, but we'll see. Uh, I think on the 24th, if you enjoyed Gwent from, the Witcher series, it launched on the Android. So, if you want to play some Gwent on your phone, now you can. Just thought that would be an interesting tidbit to toss out there. Devolver Digital, which they brought you, Hotline Miami, the Talos Principle, Absolver, Scum, and like a shit ton more games. They're going to be working with Flying Wild Hog on a whole new project, and Flying Wild Hog brought you the Shadow Warrior series. So honestly, with those two working on a project together, should be a pretty badass game. Don't know too much more about it than that, but really looking forward to hearing more on it. So keep your eyeballs peeled for that one. And last but not least, for the little news section I have, which is actually pretty big if you're a small developer or an indie developer, or just looking to toss your game out into the wild. And I know this particular company gets a lot of shit, and some of it's warranted, some of it's not. Ooh, power fluctuation. But anywho, Epic Games is going to team up with Gen Design, which who brought you Last Guardian, Play Dead, which was Limbo and Inside, and Remedy Entertainment, which is Control, brought you Control. They're going to establish a multi-platform publishing effort, which is pretty badass. I mean, come on now, it's kind of cool. The more ways you have to get your game out, the better, right? The publishing approach is to be the most developer-friendly approach ever in the industry. So, look forward to, I guess, going through the fine print with that. But it's supposed to allow developers to retain the full IP and any kind of like creative control with their projects at all. So that's cool. They won't be fucking allergies, Jesus. They won't be shoehorning any of their ideas in or making suggestions or any of that bullshit. So that's really cool. Also, another thing that is pretty cool but kind of shady. I don't really know how to feel about this one. Epic Games Publishing can cover up to 100% of the development costs. Now, this could be like salaries, marketing projects, Q&A shit, and the publishing costs. Anything associated with the development cycle, they could cover up to 100% of the costs. That's mighty generous, a little bit too generous, but, I guess we'll see how the hell that pans out. The profit margin is slightly better with this than like your standard stuff, I believe, because I think it's like a, what is it, like a 45-55 split between, developers and Epic or whatever. But anyways, this allows for a 50-50 profit sharing once Epic, recoups their losses for basically making your game or producing your game or whatever. So I guess if you're not really like in it for the money right now, you're just in it to get your name out there and to get your first game out there, to just kind of be like, hey, I exist, and this is what I can do. Might actually be something to consider with Epic there. I mean, I don't know how much it would cost to make something or whatever, but I don't know if, like I said, if you're not in it for the money, it actually doesn't sound like a bad idea, or a bad deal rather. So, if you're a small dev or an indie dev or whatever, and you don't have a lot of options, you might want to look into Epic. Alright, so next in the handy dandy notebook, again, I have to write shit down because I'm old school. We get into the rumors section. Now, these are rumors. Again, grain of salt. I'm not saying this will or will not happen. It's just shit that I've found that's pretty cool, and they're just rumors. So, again, grain of salt. Moving on. Mortal Kombat 11 is supposed to get 11 more characters, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Supposedly, there's going to be a total of 42 characters in the entire game, which would follow suit with, I think it's Mortal Kombat 10 that had 42 characters. Um, Spawn was number 31, and if the recent leaks of Ash from the Evil Dead actually being a character, he would make 32. So that would leave, 10 more unannounced characters that is just kind of like, okay, who the fuck could they be? Because they seem to be pulling people from everywhere, and it's kind of cool but weird. But anyways, so if you enjoy Mortal Kombat 11, you got 10 more characters to go after Ash if he is actually the next DLC character. So look forward to more characters there. This one I've heard before and keep hearing about it off and on, but this comes from the gaming revolution as well. But I mean, like I said, I've been hearing this for a while now that there might be a Modern Warfare 3 remaster in the works. But again, I've heard that off and on. I just kind of want to keep it alive, and I don't really know why, because Modern Warfare 3 wasn't that great. I mean, it was decent, but it wasn't, Modern Warfare 2 levels. But it seems maybe it'd be worth it just to kind of introduce a newer generation into some, shit that I used to play back in the day with my old ass. Let's see. The next one would be Prince of Persia: Sands of Time Trilogy Remaster. Not really 100% sure on this one at all. Like I said, it's rumors, grain of salt. I believe I've heard something like this a year or two back, but it's maybe a 2020 holiday release date. But with Ubisoft doing the Prince of Persia Sands of Time event, they just did with For Honor, or they did it sometime recently, might hold a little bit more validity to this rumor, but I don't really know, man. It seems kind of weird they remake that. Well, I guess, they've pretty much bled the hell out of Assassin's Creed, so why the fuck not? Why wouldn't they go with Prince of Persia? It's actually a pretty solid series to do, but anyways, maybe they will. Um, let's see. Oh, Capcom filed a trademark for an oldie moldy from back in 89, 90, somewhere around there. For a game they used to have called Dynasty Wars, not to be confused with Dynasty Warriors. However, it's kind of the same lore. But anywho, Dynasty Wars is like a beat 'em up with in the same vein as Streets of Rage was, which were really hugely popular back in the 90s. I mean, I played my fair share of them. But with Streets of Rage coming back and everything, it wouldn't be too far out of the realm of possibility for Dynasty Wars to come back, which is kind of cool. I mean, the beat 'em up series it's simple. It's just you beat the shit out of stuff and you carry on with your life. I don't know. I kind of enjoy that from time to time. It's nice to just put on a game and zone out and just be able to like press a button and not have to worry about I don't know, overly complicating things or whatever. You know what the hell I mean. Last but not least, we have BioWare supposedly looking to revive one of its prestigious franchises. All bets go to Mass Effect. Dragon Age already has Dragon Age 4 in the making, so that completely eliminates that. My bet is on Mass Effect, and that's because Mass Effect Andromeda tanked so terribly in the initial release windows, probably for a year or two afterwards as well. But after all the updates and everything they've done with Andromeda, it's worth giving it another go, especially for some of the prices I see on the sales. Like, dear God, man, for $10 or less, what the hell are you gonna? What's wrong, Anywho, but that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Another two games that's kind of total fan speculation is they'll reboot Knights of the Old Republic, which is kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't know, like do a different story in the universe versus just rehashing the old ones because we know how they end. That would just kind of be like pointless to me, at least. Um, and the other one would be Jade Empire, which would be really fucking badass. And out of all three of those, if it's not a Mass Effect, I'd really want to see a Jade Empire. Um, so yeah. Anywho, that's all I got for today, guys. Like I said, there really wasn't a lot going on, and I had to kind of not really struggle to find that stuff, but it is what it is. Thank you for watching my crap, putting up with me. I know my voice and my southern accent is pretty terrible to some people, and I apologize, but I can't really do anything about that. So yeah, just keep watching my videos, interacting with them, liking, sharing them. Also, follow me on my other social media platforms. I have a BitChute channel as well. Subscribe to me there. All links are in the description. And on a side note, with everything that's going on, uh, I don't have ads on my YouTube channel. Probably won't for fucking ever and a day because it's flooded and everyone's a YouTuber nowadays. But anyways, I digress. Um, Ad revenue for a shit ton of our beloved content creators has pretty much been cut or completely just gone now. So if you have a content creator that has like a subscribe star or a Patreon or something and you actually want to see them continue to produce content, highly consider giving at least the bare minimum per month for however long this dumb COVID bullshit lasts. I know there's the bailout, there's other bailouts in other countries and all that good shit helping people out, but you never really know when that extra dollar, $5, $10 a month or whatever might actually be the, saving grace for some of these content creators, especially some of the smaller ones. I mean, I know the bigger ones probably really won't feel the effect all that much. Like, you know, someone might pull 10K a month from all of their resources and they might go down to like 4 or 5K a month for the next couple of months. While that's a huge cut, it's doable on top of everything else you might do. I mean, hell, if one of my all-time favorite content creators can afford to buy his wife a plane or help her buy a plane or something like that for Valentine's Day, I'm pretty sure he'll squeak by through all of this. But anyways, yeah, the point being, if you like them, help them out. They will need it. Like I said, probably not the bigger ones, but your medium to small content creators, everything helps those guys. And it would really suck to see them just kind of like vanish like a fart in the wind because they literally had to choose between, I guess, paying their internet bill and their power bill. I mean, I'd rather have power than the internet because you can't have one without the other. So, yeah, just highly consider supporting those guys. And you can always cancel it when it's over and done with if you want to be, you know, if you want to be that guy, then just, cancel it. But just highly consider helping these guys out. Um, and I have one too, but you know, I have 19 subscribers. I know no one's going to donate to it, so it's cool. I get it, but still, I have one too. Anyways, you guys take it easy. I hope you guys are being safe and everything during all this dumb bullshit. Uh, I quarantined myself for 2 weeks. This is the end of the first week. Next week is the end of it, and then I'm going back to work. Because I got the pregnant wife and all that good stuff, and my job makes me leave the house like an hour and a half away in like a 30, 40 mile radius. I'm going all sorts of different places to possibly pick up shit and bring back home. So I said fuck that and quarantine myself. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing good. I'm going to cut this here because I'm rambling now. But don't forget to watch my videos, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I greatly appreciate you guys putting up with me. Have a good one.